Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here, and today I'm here to share with you a new layout using the November hip kits. I'll apologise if you see my head in parts of this. I found that I had to lean forward a bit. Anyway, I'm using the wreath cut file by Kim Watson that's exclusive to November. And today what I decided to do was I'd seen Missy recently create on one of her process videos a big shaker pocket, and when I saw the wreath I was trying to think of something different that I could do using the wreath, and then I decided to make sort of a giant wreath shaker pocket. I did use my own stash for the contents of the shaker pocket only because I really wanted to use sequins, and I had the perfect sort of coordinating pack with the collection, so with the kit, So what I did was I traced the wreath on some vellum, and then I was going to just sew that straight onto the backing sheet, but I really wanted to pop the wreath up and add a bit of dimension. So to be able to create a shaker pocket and pop it up, I thought that I better sort of double layer and make the shaker pocket completely separate. So I did another layer of vellum, and then I took that into my craft room and stitched that down. We've had a big couple of weeks here, so I didn't have anything to share last week, unfortunately, but hopefully I'm back on track now and back to creating. I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit, and I've never normally been a really big Christmas person, but I think that having the kids now, and they're 1 and 3, so they're a lot more they're a lot more enthusiastic. Charlotte definitely is. She's the 3-year-old, and I think that makes me sort of enjoy Christmas all over again. So we've have a new member of our family for the month of December, and that's our elf. And Charlotte decided to be very original, but she's called it Chippy, like in the elf movie, and I guess that she associates that elf with the movie, and that's why she's named it Chippy. And she just absolutely already it's 5th day tomorrow, and she adores him. Just absolutely everything's about Chippy at the moment, and what Chippy's doing and what Chippy's leaving, and telling people, my husband, when he comes home from work, what happened with what Chippy did overnight. And yeah, she's really enjoying it. So I'll go back to the layout now. What I've basically done is I've created my shaker pocket. The sequins were a packet that I had from an old Studio Calico line that I'd never opened, and then a couple of extra little star gold sequins that I had. And so the sequin pocket is all created now, so I've stitched around, left an opening at the top, popped my sequins in, and then stitched it completely up. So now I can move that wreath around the page however I want. And I've also cut from one of the pink fresh papers. It had all triangles on the back, so I decided I really wanted to tie that red in with the colour in the elf. So I grabbed and cut out the red triangles that were on that paper. Now you'll see here I was trying to be very different. I was trying to use a pattern paper on my background. I was nearly there. I was nearly committed to sticking, and then I went for my white because I just can't do it. I tried, I really did, and then I popped it on the white, and I was like, yes, this is better. That's what it was missing. So instead of using that grey paper with the text as the background, I've matted my photo on it, and I've already stuck that down off camera. And now what I'm doing is adhering the shaker pocket with a These ones are American Craft Sticky Thumb dots. And I ended up pretty much using the entire sheet of these on this page. So what I'm doing is sort of popping the foam dots around the areas that are sort of free standing, I don't know. The bits that need just that extra bit of adhesion, otherwise they would, I don't want them to get ruined, basically. And now I'm adhering the corners, so they were cut from that pattern paper. I'm popping up my photo as well on a little bit of extra foam just to add further layers and dimension. I really am enjoying sort of creating lots of different layers, and although you can't always tell on photographs of layouts that you might see online, when you see them in real life you really notice that detail and that dimension on the pages. So I'm shaking that pocket again. I'm really liking how it's looking. And now what I'm doing is, earlier on I gathered some of the die cut pieces from the Pink Fresh Studio Christmas Wishes pack, and I've already got those sort of sorted to the left there. Like I was explaining on my last layout, how I like to sort of gather those bits and pieces ready for me to use. And now I'm just sort of adhering them and popping them into place. I'm adding foam dots where I need to keep the levels consistent, or to either pop things up that little bit further, so to make them stand out that little bit more. And I added the presents just because they're cute, and I thought it's a good chance they coordinate really nicely with the bits and pieces that I had going on the page. And they're just a nice fun way of actually getting them onto a layout too. I've used the Naughty and Nice label tag, and that's there because that suits the theme of the elf really well. And then I've also popped in the penguin with the balloons just because I could, and it went with the colourings and everything, and it's Christmas and why not. I've added that little present at the bottom with a bit of extra foam tape, and now I'm just adhering and tucking in those final pieces. I will pop those balloons up, and they'll pop them up even more from the page, just because I feel like there's something that could have that bit of extra dimension. I'm adding some of the puffy stickers from the Pink Fresh Studio collection as well. So what I've mainly used really on this layout is the exclusive cut file, one of the Pink Fresh papers, one of the exclusive Hip Kit papers, and then mostly the Pink Fresh Studio die cuts and puffy stickers. I am using these Maggie Holmes star stickers right now. I'm going to tie in more of that gold because they were in the sequins. And now I'm working on the title, and boy oh boy did I really struggle with this. I felt like there was so much going on in this layout. The photo's quite busy, and it's a colour photo, so it obviously is busy in itself there. The cluster to the left of the photo is really busy. It's got a lot happening with the sequins flowing around, and to get a title on how I had it there, I was like, no, that's just not, it's too much, it's too busy, it's not my style, and I just couldn't settle. So I walked away and come back, and this is what you'll see. That's why the lighting changed a bit slightly, because I come back a bit later on in the afternoon, and I decided to pop it on top of my photo. Unfortunately, my camera cuts out in the moment because I'd sort of maxed my SD card in my camera, so you won't get to see me completing this layout, but I pretty much from here, and you'll see some close-ups in a second, I popped the title on A Fun New Tradition. I added the date, just 2015. I added some Heidi Swap Gold Colour Shine, a couple of enamel dots, and there you can see that's the finished layout. I hope you've enjoyed watching this today. I hope that I've shown you another way to use that wreath cut file, and I'll hopefully, fingers crossed, be back soon with another layout. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.